No, get out. I was standing in the office of one of the richest, most powerful men in the world, a multi-billionaire. You're probably thinking of one of three people. And you're probably right. I had prepared for this meeting. I had my notes, my data, my strategy, and yet I didn't even have the chance to say a word before he took one look at me and said, no. Whatever the answer, whatever the question is, no, get out. I was stunned. And in that moment of sheer disbelief, I did what no one should ever do in that situation. I started nervously laughing. And in that moment, something surprising happened. He started laughing back at me. So now we're two people, awkwardly, nervously laughing at each other. And I had this moment of recognition when I realized, oh my gosh, he has no idea who I am. And why would he? And I realized, and I sputtered out, still through my nervous laughter, oh, you think I'm pitching you? Aren't you? He asked me. No, I responded. And before I could help myself, I heard myself saying, and you think I want your money? He leaned forward. Don't you? And still in my nervous haze, I sputtered out, I don't want your money. What? It's not like you're rich or something. And that's when he really started laughing. In my research, I study how initial perceptions, those first few seconds of meeting someone, can shift and shape career outcomes. I found that 60% of the perceptions that people have of us and of how we are and our ability to perform are based on quick judgments of gender, race, ethnicity, class, and so on. But that means that there's a big 40% that have nothing to do with those things. It's based on how we carry ourselves, or how we interact, or most importantly, how we make others feel. For example, take another Asian woman professor and myself. We could be very similar on paper, and yet people would have vastly different perceptions of us. And we don't talk enough about those deeper layers, those underlying perceptions that we can shape, that we can shift. If we can understand those perceptions, then we have the ability to flip those perceptions, to shape the way people see us in a way that allows us to gain an advantage authentically. And it doesn't take days or weeks to do it. We can do it in mere moments. The key? Delight. What is delight? Delight is not about telling jokes or making someone laugh, although laughter can be a part of it. Delight is about the unexpected. It's about pattern interruption, what behavioral scientists like myself talk about as the brain's momentary pause when something unexpected or emotionally resonant cuts through our automatic judgments. It's about breaking patterns in a way that makes people stop, take notice, and reconsider. They begin to update their internal story, their internal narrative about who you are. I found that delight is the spark that disrupts preconceived notions in a way that makes people open up and consider you and engage with you in different ways. Delight is also authentic. It's not about being someone who you're not. We all have different ways that we delight. For some, it's humor. For others, it's vulnerability, an insight, a compelling question, or even a quick moment of unexpected connection. Think about someone who has surprised you, or made you pause or reconsider them in some way. Maybe it's someone who, in a really serious meeting, injected a brief moment of lightness. Or someone who remembered a tiny detail that really made you feel seen. Or perhaps it was an interaction where someone's honesty or vulnerability changed the way that you viewed them entirely. Delight is everywhere if you look for it. So there I was, in that multi-billionaire's office, laughing at him, laughing with him. It wasn't my proudest moment, but it was a moment of quick, unexpected delight that cracked open the door. Instead of dismissing me outright, he was so caught off guard by that laughter that he invited me to sit down. And suddenly, we were having a real conversation. By the end of the meeting, he was offering me all of the very things that he had been so adamantly against from the start. He started offering me introductions, resources, support, money, things that I had never even asked for or even thought to ask for. In a matter of minutes, I had gained an edge over one of the richest, most powerful men in the world. Not by force, not by argument, but by using my authentic ability to delight, to shift his perceptions of me. What started out as an immediate rejection turned into opportunity, and that opportunity turned into influence. The point is, we can shape how others see us. We just need to understand the perceptions at play and the way that we all naturally, authentically delight others. We can begin delighting and we can begin cultivating our ability to delight by first starting with small stakes moments, starting with those low stakes moments. You don't train for a marathon by running 26 miles on day one. Start with low pressure interactions, like adding a thoughtful line to an email, or pausing and offering someone an unexpected compliment. Second, finding your own natural way of disrupting the script. Whether it's vulnerability, honesty, sensitivity, an unexpected presence that you might have. We all have our own style of delighting others. And finally, give them something. Give them a story to tell. Create a moment that they'll want to share with others. Delight is not just about delighting. It's about expanding a piece of their narrative. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where someone seems to have already made up their mind about you, where the door seems closed before you've even had a chance to speak, remember this: delight can be the key. Delighting our customers, delighting our colleagues, our friends, our mentors, our skeptics, even our toughest critics. When we recognize and harness the power of delight, we create openings. And when those doors are open, anything is possible.